We move back over to Chuck Crosby over at the Crosby Law Offices. Samuel wonders about insurance coverage during winter weather. So here's the deal, Chuck. A friend of Samuel's purchased a home last winter, and it was below freezing at the time of closing. About 4 days after closing, when things warmed up, there was a leak in the plumbing on an exterior wall. Sound familiar, Brad? You just mentioned that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, an exterior wall by the bathroom. The seller said it was not his problem since he had already sold the house. Samuel says that after going back and forth, the friend ended up having to have the repairs made at the friend's costs. So Samuel is wondering, how does, and he and others who are listening to us, protect themselves on that type of an issue? What are your suggestions on this, Chuck?
Oh, obviously, stuff like that is where lawyers get involved.
Mhm.
Okay, when you can't decide, or when the parties can't assign dollar amounts between each other, well, that's when lawyers get involved, and then we go from there. Now, there's no one answer to that question. Did they do something unreasonable? Did they improperly winterize? What was the cause? That's where we would start. The thing that I always like to point out when I get that phone call is, well, you got to fix it. So get it fixed. That gives you a baseline on what the damages are. And then you can go back and say, hey, look, you didn't winterize properly. This was a problem prior to closing. So, we want to take care of that. Determining when it occurred and who should have taken care of it at that point is what will come into play. But how do you protect yourself from that? Well, you can't protect yourself from everything. When you do your walkthrough, maybe make sure that it's properly winterized, I guess. But how many people actually do that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's an issue. But again, I think the first thing is go to an attorney, right?
Right. Yeah. Get it fixed first. That's the thing. And that gives you a baseline. Most people are like, well, I don't want to have to pay for it. I want the other people to pay for it. Well, the fact is, it's got to be fixed. You've got to mitigate the damages. You can't just let the thing keep leaking. So you got to get it fixed. And that's when it cuts off in time, and gives you an exact number that you're going for. And that's what the courts are looking for, is a dollar amount of damage.
Yeah. And remember, go to your real estate agent first, have them contact the other side and see if they can work this out amicably before you start moving toward the attorney.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. The lawyers are when you can't agree.